Right, hello everyone. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about taxable income and specifically what are allowable tax deductions and calculating total taxable income. There are a few things we're going to be looking at specifically. As I mentioned, what are allowable tax deductions and gross income and taxable income, the difference between those two things. Once we know the difference between those things and can explain what an allowable tax deduction is, we'll practice calculating deductions and taxable income. Let's hop straight into it, looking at some definitions again. You might already have some familiarity with this. You guys possibly have already had to do tax returns if you've got a part-time job outside school. But allowable tax deductions basically fall into two categories. Expenses directly related to work. That can fall into a couple different categories. It can be costs that you have as a result of literally the day-to-day doing of your job. It can be things like improving your education to be better at your job, traveling to do your job, uniforms, tools, all of that kind of stuff is potentially a tax deduction. The other category is charitable donations. There are certain class of charity that if you donate or give money or gifts or whatever to that class of organization, you can claim that as a tax deduction. And so when we're talking about taxable income, what we mean is total income minus deductions, minus tax deductions, I should say, specifically. So this is for the purpose of the government assessing how much tax you have to pay. It is essentially your income in the eyes of the government. All right, let's practice some calculations. Our friend Riley here is an IT consultant, and this is a list of all the potential tax deductions he can have in a year. So if we want to know what his total allowable tax deductions are, literally all we're doing is adding up all these numbers. Add them all up. I would encourage you to use your calculator instead of trying to do it in your head. Riley has $4,417 worth of allowable tax deductions. Right, that's fairly straightforward. This is a very common kind of tax deduction you'll see. A person has driven 7,900 kilometers to work and they're allowed to claim 70 cents per kilometer. So all we're doing here is timesing these two numbers together. Uh, 7,900 kilometers times 70 cents. You put that into your calculator, you get 5,530. Ava can claim. This is common language that you'll hear around tax deductions. You claim a tax deduction from the government. All right, let's calculate some taxable income now. This is the salary of our friend Anthony, $93,250. He has $2,890 worth of allowable tax deductions. So the process of finding his taxable income is very simple. It's gross income minus deductions. And then we write out our answer. Its taxable income is $90,360. Okay, Emily is a journalist. Her salary from her job is $87,680, but she also has some side income from a share portfolio and some royalties. So these are common questions where we need to add up a bunch of incomes to find her gross income. But it's all pretty straightforward. We're just adding these numbers together and then subtracting her deductions. I don't think this should be too difficult for any of us. Most of these questions are going to just simply involve addition and subtraction. In the interest of time, I'm not going to write out the statement Emily's taxable income is. But you guys can include that. All right. This one is a little bit more involved, but again, the steps here of the questions kind of step us through what we need to do. So her gross salary or gross income is just her weekly pay times the number of weeks in a year, 84,448. Her deductions are $8 a week times 52 weeks out of the year. She gets $60 in work-related travel, and she gets $460 a year of union fees, and she also donates $620 to charity. So again, you can just whack all this in your calculator. And then her taxable income is simply gross income minus deductions, which is $82,892. And again, don't forget, Nicole's taxable income is $82,892. All right, again, you're going to be working over 2 exercises. This one is all about looking specifically at deductions, and in this one, we'll be calculating taxable income. So you can get started on that now. Thanks, guys.